What's up, guys? Welcome back to Waku Radio. Thanks for returning. Hope you guys enjoyed our podcast lately. We've been trying to change the directions up a little bit. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Hit the subscribe button. Comment below what you think about this episode. And listen to us on Spotify and all the other podcast outlets that we have. Anyways, to my left, my nearest left, I have my buddy, Seabales.
What up, Waku fam? My beautiful, strong beings. How we doing today?
Yeah.
And I got Henry to my left.
Hendo.
Hendo.
What's up, my Wakuzas?
Hey, so what do you guys think is healthier, pizza or cereal?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Yep, that's correct.
That was too easy.
Eating a slice of pizza in the morning is actually way more beneficial for you and will keep you fuller longer than eating a bowl of cereal. And it's just, it's just, if you know nutrition, it's kind of common sense, you know?
Wait, are you,
I believe
are you
that.
telling me to eat pizza in the morning?
It's way better than cereal bowl, because 75 grams of cereal is 363 calories on average, right? And has 2 to 7 grams of protein.
Right.
Pizza slice, 107 gram slice of pizza is about 285 calories and 12 grams of protein.
That's crazy.
So now you're getting, and then you're also getting fats and stuff like that to give you energy, and minus the sugar, so you don't have that sugar crash later on in the day, you know?
Well, so, cereal falls under the category of like empty calories.
Yeah.
So like, it's like beer,
Yeah.
all alcohol, cereal, candies, stuff like that, chips.
Yeah.
It's
But
all empty calories.
But like you mentioned earlier, there is like alternative cereals you can get that have like
Oh, yeah, for
protein,
sure,
stuff
yeah.
like that. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But this shit's funny.
You know what I heard recently? I was watching something and they were mentioning, actually I think it was from Elon Musk. He was talking about how basically all cereal is the same, from the same person, from the same manufacturing company. Which
Kellogg's?
No, it's called, even Kellogg's is from General Mills.
Oh, really?
They all come from General Mills, and like all these stores get it from the same places. They just brand them differently, and then they just mark them up different prices. So like a store like Aldi, for example, will sell the actual like cereal that they sell in Walmart, Smith's, and like all of those like supermarket chains, but at a fraction of the price, because they figured out we can go to the manufacturer that manufactures all these things and white label it, which is basically like in the concept of like branding, well, in the concept of like just consumerism and like selling product.
Yeah.
What it is it's all like white labeled materials. So like anything you have, like why is there so many like give me something like
drinks that taste like Red Bull.
Yeah, it's just the same concept.
Yeah.
They just take it and then they're like the Sriracha, the story of Sriracha.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting.
Hola, mi amors. This video is sponsored by WakuPrince.com. Get 15% off your order on you subscribe to our list.
He never patented his Sriracha, the name Sriracha or anything like that. He just kind of left it open market. So that's why now you see all of these other companies like Heinz, for example, they have their own Sriracha, or like Carl's Jr.'s, they'll have a Sriracha burger or whatever. He never patented it, so anybody can use Sriracha.
Like,
so it's all white label shit, right?
the same recipe or
No, totally different recipe, because he's at the end of the day, he's the best.
Right.
And like the whole drama that happened during COVID about like the Sriracha and everything like
the
that.
shortage.
Yeah. So what happened was he was trying to get a supplier, and I guess he backed out of the deal last minute, and then they ended up suing him, right? Because they have a contract saying like he's gonna buy a certain amount of Sriracha chilies from chilies from them to use for the Sriracha, but that's why the whole quality changed during COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, because like I guess they were having like what kind of fucking bugs were those? So they were just eating the crops.
Oh, eating the crops. Okay.
Yeah, they're eating up the crops. So like they didn't have the supplies.
Right.
So they had to go through a different supplier. I think it was in California. And then that ended up, he backed out of the deal, kind of screwed everything up. And then that's when Sriracha kind of changed.
That's so anyone can brand their sauce Sriracha now.
Yeah, anybody. Like we can create a hot sauce and call it Waku Sriracha.
That is crazy because that actually explains why. Because I saw at Costco, there's it was a new bottle. It wasn't like a red one like that. It was black bottle, and it said Sriracha, and I was like, did they change their label or something like that? But now it's probably Hanes or something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it could be anybody.
Yeah,
It makes sense. You know, that was a YouTube channel, the Wong Fu. No, not was it Wong Fu?
Yeah, Wong.
Yeah.
The brothers. The brothers.
Oh, the Wong brothers.
The Wong brothers.
Wong Bros. Yeah.
Wong Bros. Yeah, they just came out with their own hot sauce. I think they use like a type of like Sriracha.
Oh, really?
I have to look it up though, but they're like trying to market it right now.
Yeah, Sriracha really isn't like a chili. It's like it's just the name.
I thought it was a recipe. That's why I thought people can copy it. I didn't know.
No,
That's crazy. That's
yeah, Sriracha is just the name of the.
But that's kind of a good thing, you know. It opens up competition because, like, remember when we went to Zippy's?
Yeah.
That Sriracha sauce they have, it's actually pretty good.
Oh, really?
Out of all the alternative Sriracha, I like that one because it has like a sweeter.
Oh,
taste. And then I
know what
went.
you're talking about.
Yeah, I went that one, and then there's another one. I went to a
I think it might be the Fu brothers.
Fa Hung in North side. There's a
Fung brothers.
Fong Brothers. Is that what it is? Oh, there you go. My bad. Guys. My bad.
Oh, damn, we fucked that up.
Yeah.
But anyways, but yeah, the Zippy's one, I know what you're talking
Fong
about.
Bros. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fung Bros.
Anyways, what were you saying? Sorry, cut you off.
What do you guys know about Michelin Star?
What, plenty enough. Why?
Man, fill me in.
Like the Michelin Star grade for like restaurants? Yeah.
Yeah, like fill me in. Like, how'd you get it?
So they have to go through a certain process. So there's this I forgot the name of the organization, but there's an organization that pretty much they have to audit these restaurants. And when they audit these restaurants, they go through like a full detailed list. But it depends on the category, right? So like, for example, I'll give you there's a place in Singapore where they're known for the only category of their own where it's street food, where they can get one Michelin star food stalls.
Yeah.
And there's like a wait time. It's my turn this week. Wait time of like 2.5 hours plus just to get like, let's say soy chicken, for example, right? But like, let's say if you go to like a world-class renowned like French restaurant with gastronomy or whatever, they go down to a T where they go everything. They measure how far the fork is from the plate, the spoon, the salad fork, everything.
God damn.
It's not just service, the food, the display, like everything that goes into the process of it.
Oh, really?
Let's like a small dish, dude. Like it's crazy.
That's actually pretty insane. So then this makes this story even more impressive because for the first time ever, a Mexican taco stand in Mexico City called Taquero El California del Leon got a Michelin star.
A taco stand?
Yeah, in Mexico City.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, the guy, his name's Arturo Rivera Martinez, and he's been behind the grill for 20 years.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well deserved.
perfecting the taco.
Inside this tiny taco stand in Mexico City, Chef Arturo Rivera Martinez conducts, as he's done for 2 decades, this symphony of sizzle that's now drawing audiences from far and wide.
Pues no hay secreto, no hay especial.
Whatever the secret, it's now earned the chef one of the dining world's most coveted honors, earning Michelin Star status after the French Dining Guide bestowed a barely larger than a shed taco shop, El Califa de Leon, with a star.
Órale pues.
A historic moment commemorated this week during the reveal of the first Michelin Guide selection for Mexico.
Arturo Rivera de Taquería El Califa de León en la Ciudad de México.
Word quickly spreading, and now some reportedly waiting up to 2 hours to order from the first Mexican stand to ever receive the distinction.
It's pretty wild, and especially with what you're telling me.
Yeah,
so for a cart like this to get something like that, the food
They changed the game because the way they audit these places now, they're not looking at just fancy places now. So whenever they saw this guy, there's like this old guy in Singapore that does like he perfected like soy sauce chicken or something like that. And so they this organization pretty much opened their eyes, like, you know what, we want to check out some of these places. They look at places like in Thailand,
really?
Singapore, now Mexico, you know, stuff like that. So it doesn't surprise me. I like it. I think it brings a new flavor. It doesn't give off like all that redundancy and like food,
I think
food
you think
culture.
do you think with like the foodie culture with like food trucks and everything, it kind of influenced it too, because there's so many more restaurants now that just decided to do like food trucks instead of just opening
I
a
would
brick and
say,
mortar
yeah.
shop, you know?
I would say so. Because, you know, You know, one of the greatest things that Anthony Bourdain quoted was he hated Yelp, right?
Yeah.
And I get it. We all use Yelp, but Anthony Bourdain he was a stickler for he hated Yelp reviews because some of these businesses who build up their, the brick and mortar, they barely have time to, get all the kinks out. And they have so much potential. And most of these businesses, they go out of business. And with all that potential gone out of the way, we can't even show the world like, oh, this is my dish.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
So in a way, if you really think about it, Anthony Bourdain, he traveled in third world countries a lot, right? So he tried food from all different places. So like, I kind of understand why a Michelin star wouldn't matter as much, because if you really think about it, like you're almost like lobbying for like anything with a title or a status is kind of like lobbied by popularity, right?
Right.
Like you can go to a small town and eat like somebody's house, right? And the food could be absolutely
amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Right. But like they're not going to deserve a fucking Michelin star because there's no popularity, there's no marketing, there's no
title.
Yeah, exactly.
But the title is a big title for you to
absolutely. I agree.
A very big title, bro.
I agree.
I mean, I know there's like some restaurants in Japan, right? Sushi restaurant, sushi chefs who are like Michelin star rated, and they're like they have wait times like years in advance or something like that, right?
Yeah,
like that Sushi Hero guy. I think he's like the wait list is like between 6 months to a year.
All right, so we know for sure, number one, it is created by the Michelin tire guys, brothers. Okay, number one star means great food. 2 star means great food and great service. And 3 star means fucking
impeccable.
Yeah,
like you drop a napkin, they pick it up within seconds.
But even having a one Michelin star is like big.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
There's a few on my list I want to go in my real life.
Didn't we have a couple of spots in Thailand that we were going to try out that were Michelin instead the mall? Wasn't there like a couple of places one place?
There's one in Bangkok, but we just didn't have.
That was in the mall, wasn't it? That big ass mall that we went to. I swear to God, there was a Michelin like noodle spot in there.
I don't know if it was in the mall, but the only one I remember that's in Thailand, in Bangkok, was I believe you have to go to this alleyway, and she makes like her famous pad thai where she wraps it in like an omelet, an omelet style.
Delicious.
But it's like, but they wrap it in an egg omelet type of thing.
That sounds fun.
It's so good. It looks so good.
I'm starving. Anyways, let's move on because I know Sebastian's really hungry right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I talked about food and shit for my first few topics too. I was like, let's torture myself even more.
Yeah.
For the viewers, you guys are wondering, I've been fasting for 42 hours now.
Ooh.
And I haven't slept in over 24 hours. This shit, man.
Party boy here.
No partying, man. I couldn't sleep.
Oh, damn.
I would lay down for 10 minutes. I would lay down and try to watch something, and I'll start dozing off, and I'll doze off, and I'll doze off for 5 seconds, wake up, and I'll be wide awake again. And I'm like, are you fucking for real?
I wonder if you're like tapping into your like energy reserves or something like that.
Could be.
Is there a way like you can mitigate that, like to make you fall out? Like,
I'm for sure gonna crash tonight for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's I have ways to make sure I crash tonight.
Okay.
So in Norway, have you heard the law that was passed a few years ago for influencers and advertisers?
What's that law?
So now in Norway, legislators in Norway have announced new regulations that will make it illegal or make it legal requirement to label images that have been retouched or have filters.
Okay.
So now any image, like any ad or image or influencer on social media, or anything like that, if you post an image and you have a filter on it or anything, you have to have literally, it's like a stamp on the picture.
That's awesome.
That says like, hey, this is a modified photo for advertising or for social media reasons or whatever.
Yeah.
These are not real body standards or some shit like that.
Or not the real. Actually, honestly, I agree with that. There's a lot of some shady shit. Like you can change the words like people.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And it's not just that too, but it's just they put that into effect just because of the body
image,
body image, because of horrible body image, because specifically kids and like teens and stuff like that, they go on social media, they see these unrealistic body standards that there's no way in hell you can get that naturally,
Right.
you know, and then they try to aim themselves to do that, and they start harming themselves, you know, unwillingly, because they want to be skinny or whatever, big boobs or whatever, you know. And then
I also think like that also plays into like a lot of like teenagers like depression and shit like that, and Norway seems like a place where, you know, they kind of thrive off of like natural happiness. Like, dude, realistically, like America's fucked. Like, dude, I was literally, I never go on Instagram, right? And when I do, it's because I want to post a video. I stay around for like an hour or two, right? Replying to some shit, and then I'm off. But within that time frame today of posting, right? I was scrolling, fucking, it hooks me, right? Anyway, so I'm looking through people's shit, and I'm like, dude, all these girls look the same. Like every girl looks the fucking same. It's like,
like the e-girls, right?
It's e-girls, it's the bougie chicks, like the injections, the butt, the BBLs, like all of it. They all look the same, and it's just like, holy shit. This is what happens when you have standardized beauty, you know, from magazines. You know, it started off as magazines, and then it started in social media, and social media progressed it so much where like little 15-year-old girls now look like they're fucking 30.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying.
Crazy.
I mean, we did a whole plastic surgery episode. If you guys want to look it up in, or we'll tag it over here somewhere. Yeah. But we did a whole episode about plastic surgery and like the pros and cons to everything, you know.
Yeah, it sucks,
and it's pretty wild. But I personally agree with this. I think we should have that more often, you know. Not portray these unrealistic beauty standards to these, you know, people. And
so we had Amber and Sasha on, right? And they were talking about how like social media was making them like change their looks,
right?
Because they just felt like they weren't fitting into that society, that status. Right. So like they had to do it. And then when they would go to their doctors were like, oh, well, we recommend you getting like Botox or like fillers or whatever. And it was like, that's a really weird medical practice to push that onto your customers, right?
Right.
Which is fucked up, because it's like everybody should be okay. And if you're coming and you want that, then you should do it for yourself. That's fine. But like when a doctor is like saying, no, you know, a little bit of lip filler here would look nice. I get it. They're in the business too, but like that's fucking crazy to me.
But
like,
on the bright side, at least we're not like toxic like the Asian countries.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's way worse in Asian countries.
But they body shame.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but like they body shame to a point where, like, you know, for example, like in America, it's okay to be thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually it's a good thing, right? But then, and when you go to Asia, they go down to the T. You have to be like bone skinny
and white skin,
small feet.
Yeah,
like to the point where they wear these like special in China. They wear these special shoes to like make their feet very compact.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get old, like you see their foot's like just really jacked up.
Yeah,
it's all like deformed and shit. So I feel like
but now we're talking about the extremities, right? Right. So like there's always like the middle ground of like those people that the topics are just so it's average, so it's kind of boring. We don't want to talk about that stuff. So we want to go and talk about the extremities, like, oh, like what Asian people do to the fullest amount, and then like what these girls are doing to change their bodies to fit to society. Right. So there's always going to be that factor.
Yeah.
So I don't really know, man.
I know with America, at least from, you know, like at least with like the hip hop industry, like a lot of the BBLs or even like strip club and stuff like that, the BBLs, they're not very proportionate. Like the bodies for some, like,
but
in America, the bodies, they're not proportionate. But in Asia, they focus on proportionate, like really strict.
That's
you know, like you don't see a Korean chick walking with a big ass donk and skinny ass legs. You only see that here.
I don't know though. I think it's starting to change. I think it's starting to change, because now you're starting to see a lot of like these skinny, tall Chinese models, right? They are getting to that point, and now they're having big fake boobies, and they're getting but here's the other thing though. They might have not focused on the body parts, but they did. Well, like the more American surgeries are like ass and titties, right? Yeah. They've always been really big with the facial stuff, eyelids, you know, cheek lifts, fucking all that shit. So I don't know, man. It's surgery is surgery. It's gonna be
yeah.
I mean,
what's your input?
And then with just a FYI information for like, I don't know if it's like that with other Asian cultures, but I know with Korea, they want you to be as pale as possible because it looks more you're more high
Wealthy.
class.
Yeah,
Yeah, more
wealthy.
wealthy.
I
And then if
mean-
you're darker, you're like a farmer. You're like work on the field and you're all day, you know, you're poor. Not poor, but you know, whatever.
I mean, Koreans are the leading in cosmetics in Asia. So,
They are. Most surgeries too.
yeah, more surgery. Yeah.
Dude, my mom's her fucking skincare routine is freaking crazy.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
Jesus, you look
Yeah, so is my mom.
Mhm.
Pretty crazy too. Dude, all right, so let's go. I do want to touch on the Asian topic because we never get to really talk about it. And I feel like this is a good opportunity to give our followers, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Like what about Asians?
so like you were saying, for example, like growing up, Asian, like the Asian culture, we all know that they roast the fuck out of you for being fat, for being dark,
Your credit score?
your credit score. Like Asian culture is really tough. Like,
Yeah.
like
your ear size.
Yeah, dude, everything.
dude. So what are like some of like the okay, so like and then the other thing is like being in like an interracial relationship, right? That changes a lot of things because like for example, my girl is Hispanic, right? So for her, there's a lot of things that are very similar. Like Hispanics, they pride themselves on looking good all the time, like they being presentable and stuff like that. But if you were to call them fat, that's a whole thing because their culture, they eat a lot of shit with fucking carbs, flours, corn, right? So like,
Right.
sometimes they're just heavier,
Right.
right? So like it's very uncommon to get called fat.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Some households might be different, but like in Asian, like growing up, fucking dude, I heard that thing all the time. Like grandma, aunties, fucking uncles be like, "Oh, you're getting kind of fat. You're getting
Yeah.
kind of chubby," but then they're trying to force feed you at the same time,
Right.
right?
Either you're too fat or you're too skinny.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
you gotta
there's no winning.
yeah,
It's like a B minus.
I don't know. It's,
There's no winning.
yeah.
I don't know. They're like in Korea, I think. I remember growing up, she said like your ears are small, so you're gonna be poor.
yeah.
Like my earlobes, you know, that's what
Yeah.
it's like. Fat earlobes mean like rich and abundance, right?
Yeah.
And the skinnier earlobes mean you're the broker you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, especially with our culture, we have so many like traditions like feng shui and
yeah.
you know, certain numbers and like for example, like one time we were looking my family was looking out for like lots for houses,
Yep.
right? And there was like a nice lot, perfect lot. I forgot what number it was, but my mom was like, no, not that lot.
Mhm.
It's something had to do with feng shui,
Yeah.
left and right. It was crazy. I was like,
Yeah. It's
I was
pretty,
like, wow.
it's pretty common because like because we're in real estate, right? So it's very common for Asians to want to know which direction the house faces.
Right.
The numbers matter, right? So it's actually gotten to the point where like now in Vegas, well, it's been going on for a while, but it's because it was tailored to Asians
hmm
that we can actually file a petition to the county to
Yeah.
change the number on your house because of that reason.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so much influence in Vegas. Do you remember the old original OG
MGM.
MGM?
Yeah.
You're gonna put it over here. MGM, they had this philosophy where it's the mouth of the lion.
Mhm.
So it was considered bad luck for like Chinese gambler or Asian gamblers in general.
Yeah.
So them going to the lion's mouth
Mhm.
was considered bad luck, bad juju. So they revamped everything and
Yep.
scrapped that entire thing just for that demographic. It's crazy.
God damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's
Yeah,
how much
crazy.
influence like Asian culture has on like the US economy, dude. It's fucking crazy.
Crazy.
Because like for the longest time, Vegas was really like the money was from tourism and gambling from Asian countries
Right.
because they knew like Asians were the largest gamblers, which is so fucking true.
Yeah.
Do you remember how old you were? I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up like in a Vietnamese household, but in like when I was growing up, the fucking gambling games started when you were like 6 years old.
Right.
Like you could start betting and gambling money or chips or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it was at 6 years
Oh
old.
shit.
Like they taught us that shit.
Yeah.
Were you guys the same way?
Yeah, I was exposed to it. Like I saw when they play like mahjong or dominoes,
Mm.
or poker. That's mostly what I see Filipinos doing poker, like you know the typical when you gamble inside the house and stuff, all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We,
we just do karaoke.
I mean, we all Asians do karaoke.
Dude, Henry's people or Hendo's people created karaoke.
They're the best singers in the world.
Dude.
I don't think we created karaoke.
Yeah, you
but
guys did.
I think we did. We?
Yeah. You guys,
Really?
yeah, you guys made karaoke.
I thought we just. I thought it was made it more mainstream, but we didn't. Because we're known to have it.
No, you guys, the Filipinos were the ones that made karaoke,
Oh, no
and then
shit.
all the other Asian countries were
They
like,
followed.
"We like this shit. Let's do it."
Okay.
Wasn't the first winner of American Idol Asian?
I thought it was Kelly Clarkson. Wait, what?
Was it? Well, who was that Asian guy that won? Like, and he became famous for like quick
For a
period.
little bit. You're not talking about William Hung, are you?
The producers, cast, and crew would like to express their gratitude to engineering student William Hung for showing up and shaking his bonbon.
William.
Yes. Talk to me, tell me your name. You blow me off like it's all the same. You lit it fierce and I'm taking away like a bomb. Yeah, baby. She bangs, she bangs. Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves. I go crazy cause she looks like it.
But he didn't win. He just got really viral.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't win.
I thought he won.
No, dude.
No, he didn't.
No, you actually have to be a good singer to win.
I didn't watch this
I
game.
remember that video.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, it was on eBum World like back in the day. You know what I mean?
I just remember the shebang part.
Dude.
She-bang,
Yeah.
she-bang.
Freaking American Idol. That show was so good.
Wait, I'm gonna play it again.
She bangs, she bangs. Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves. I go crazy cause she looks like it.
Shebang.
That's too
He
funny.
was Vietnamese, wasn't he?
Was
Or was he
I think he was
Chinese?
Chinese.
Or Chinese?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was either Vietnamese or Chinese, but I don't know. I'm sometimes very ashamed of my own people. So
Hey, dude, we all have our own people.
It's okay.
no,
Korean.
the Koreans are the coolest, though.
Yeah,
But
they are.
yeah,
they're the most popular.
They're mostly plastic, though.
Yeah, but they're the most popular. I mean, look
Yeah.
at all the K-pop dramas and not K-pop, K-dramas.
Korea definitely came up pretty fucking like high in the popularity
Yeah.
in the last few years for sure with like K-drama and shit and all that stuff.
Music.
Yeah. Like, cause even at the club, you know, I started noticing like more girls recognizing Korean and like Asian. They're like, oh, you're Korean? Oh, I love Korean. Oh,
Yeah. But that's the funny thing is like Koreans have a very distinct style of looks now. Like they have like the fucking mop bucket hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of curly, like it's like a perm.
It's
And,
like,
the makeup too.
And then they don't have eyelids, right? That might be racist. I don't know, but that's true.
I mean, they get surgery for that. I mean, the majority of them get rhinoplasty. And rhinoplasty is the
Yeah,
one where they
that's true.
fix the nose.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they fix their nose. They don't have eyelids. They're very pale skin,
yeah.
flat face. Is that racist?
No, it's not racist. But I mean,
I mean,
I feel like they overdo it because like I was watching with my lady the K-drama yesterday, right? And when I noticed one thing I noticed with the K-dramas, they're all cockeyed. Because I think honestly, it's my opinion. I don't know if it's true, but I think it's because with the eyelid surgery, it's making their eye look like one's bigger than the other, like a lazy eye type of thing. And I'm like,
Really?
what? Yeah, dude, look at it. Like,
I haven't seen a Korean drama in a long time.
I mean, I don't think you'd only watch it with your lady, but
No, I
Yeah.
love Korean shit, dude. I love watching Korean movies.
Really?
And stuff. Yeah, I do.
I like
there's-
movies. Like the drama ones are kind of like they're kind of over.
And I introduce to you guys today, Waku of the Week, Palmer Lucky. He is the real life Tony Stark.
Meet Palmer Lucky, the real-life Tony Stark. In 2009, Palmer Lucky founded Oculus VR while living in a trailer camp. A few years later, at the age of 21, he sold it to Facebook for $2 billion. Billionaire? Check. Instead of kicking back in Newport Beach and sipping on margaritas for the rest of his life, Palmer got right back to work. He wanted to work on the hardest problem that he could find. Let's think. Can you think of something more important than protecting the free world? We can't. And neither could Palmer Lucky. So in 2017, he founded Anduril Industries, a defense technology company that uses artificial intelligence and autonomous systems to enhance the defense capabilities of the United States and our allies. The stuff Anduril is building is wild, and it would definitely make Tony Stark jealous. Its suite of autonomous drones and unmanned submarines are powered by next-generation AI and machine learning. Anduril has a lot more products on the way, but their existing ones are already making a positive difference all around the world. Iron Man is walking upon us, and we should all take a moment to...
He's 31 years old, and Anduril, his company, is worth $8.5 billion.
That's fucking crazy. man.
Crazy. I wonder if he's ever going to work with Elon Musk because they both have government contracts.
Maybe.
So it'd be really interesting to apply that. But it's kind of crazy how they mention about the submarines, which I'm going to bring a story later on after this. But what?
Oh,
after you
that's it.
finish?
That's pretty much it.
Oh, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it was just a quick topic, yeah.
All right, so the emasculation of Asian men in Western media can be traced back to the late 1800s and the early 1900s when Chinese immigrants first began arriving in the United States. So the Chinese Exclusion Act was passed, which prohibited Chinese people or Chinese immigrants from entering the country, right? So I don't know if you've seen, I think it's Warrior. Is it Warrior? Warrior, like WARR.
Or like
have you seen the TV show on Netflix? Warrior?
No, I think so.
Anyways, it's like a setting in the like 1800s, 1900s when the Chinese immigrants were coming over to do like railroad work and stuff like that. So they basically started their own like economy, right? And then what happened was there was the Irish that were there too, and then the Americans. So they were all trying to fight for, you know, power, labor union, all these things. But the whole story is basically there was a wealthy girl from a wealthy family. Gotta get in her weird, bro. That's
안녕하세요. Video sponsored by wakuprince.com. 15% off. First order. Subscribe. Email list. wakuprince.com. Korea #1. I could put that in a short.
This Asian guy ended up going in and basically stealing her heart. The media to say, hey, like, look, dude, we can't have this happening. We need to turn the narrative.
Yeah.
So what happens is that there became the desexualization and the emasculation of Asian men in Western media. So that's why, like, for such a long time, Asian men were viewed as not sexy.
Yeah.
Right. And then so basically the media, you know, if you have a media, you have the power, right? And your message can be spread through anything. Anybody can look good. Anybody can look evil, right?
Yeah.
So that's just what it is. But now the Asians are coming back.
Yeah, because it's become like modern times.
We're coming back hard.
We are hard.
And Asians are pretty talented, you know, for the most part, you know.
Yeah.
They're pretty versed and stuff, you know, like algebra and
yeah, for example,
calculus.
That's a stereotype we're also known for.
I know. Smart at math. Yeah.
You know, we can tune up a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really
have good phones.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the same thing with like, I don't want to go off topic, but it's kind of the same thing of like how we perceive the Africans, right? Like the Nigeria is one of the leading countries for scientists.
Really?
Yeah. They're actually they're world-renowned scientists that are coming from Nigeria. They're very fucking smart, dude.
I'm not surprised because we have a lot of in the hospital. There's a lot of doctors that are they're not residents anymore, but they've been when they were residents. There's a lot of transfers, I guess, with med students and not med students, medical doctors.
Yeah,
they're from Nigeria or some part of Africa or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, but
they're really like talented, and they pretty much not import. They transfer them.
Yeah,
yeah.
But no, like seriously, like Africa isn't as there's of course every country has its like third world where it's like a slum, and then there's like, but we always hear like the whole Nigerian prince, like, oh, it's gonna be a scam or whatever, right? And like, oh, it's so dirt poor out there that they have to eat sand. That's true for some places, but not necessarily the entire continent, right?
Yeah, I saw some videos of kids like giving tours of their like homes in Africa.
Yeah,
and dude, like outside, don't get me wrong, you would think it's exactly how it looks like. Yeah, but then you go inside, and this guy had a whole fucking LED wall, a gaming computer. Like that shit was clean as fuck. Like, it was the cleanest setup I've ever seen, and I was like, "This is in Africa. That's crazy," you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they're a pretty wealthy. They're a wealthy continent, dude. So there's. I mean, look at the diamonds, everything, the minerals that we have, copper. We have a lot of copper. We get a lot of copper reserves from Africa and South America.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Well, it's just but that's the perception that I'm trying to display as an example, right? Like,
right.
You may think like, oh, this is what it is because of what you were told and taught, right? Like, but the reality as like more free social media comes out like TikTok and, videos that don't get banned on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, you see the reality and the truths of like a different narrative. And now you can say like, oh shit, well, fuck, I didn't know. Like that's really how it is.
Yeah.
Like Mexico really isn't that bad. It's only in certain places where they have gang violence, like cartel violence. And then we all just think like, oh, all of Mexico is bad. Like that's not true. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I mean, there's like a few places that like people actually like, you
just gotta have common sense, It's like the one you like where you shouldn't go, where you're talking about. Like that one Asian guy, he's a collegiate, right? Collegiate, and he's educated. And he decided to use Tinder in one of the places in South America, and he ended up dying. Rest in peace. But I'm just saying, like, shit like that. When you don't have street smarts, you could be book smart, but if you don't have street smarts,
that's true.
You're setting yourself up, dude. Like,
not just street smarts, but if you can't even like read people's intentions,
Well, that too. I think I don't know.
Well, that's the one thing that I've come to realize is like when you're from like a rural area, like real like it's not it's not the UK, it's not Canada, it's not the US. I'm sure Australia. You're not really required to have street smart. You're kind of in a safe area, you know what I mean? Right. There's a lot of government laws, the democracy, all of these things that are protecting you as a citizen of that country or a continent, whatever it is. But when you go to a third world country, everybody grew up relying on street smarts.
Yeah.
So like you take somebody from the United States who's extremely naive, which is true because we've heard the conversation of the CIA mentioning that the easiest people on planet Earth to trick are the Americans.
Yeah.
You take those people and you put them into a fucking country where they are fucking clever. They have to figure out how to make money by being clever, by scamming people, by conning people and tourists, right? And then this guy fucking walks in and he's trying to fucking go on a Tinder date.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why like all the Nigerian like prince scams and stuff like that come to America?
Yeah.
Like they probably like, hey, anyone that's gonna scam, they're like, we're aiming at America.
If I was if I was a scammer and I was successful at it, I'd tell all of my homies, right?
Yeah.
I'd be like, bro, let's fucking scam these fools. Why? Because it just makes sense. Think about it. We're living in a fucking trash hole.
Yeah.
And it's the only way for us to make big money to change our family's history.
True. And a little bit goes a long way over there.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel. If I was a scammer, I wouldn't want to scam those Dubai people. They're so powerful, dude. Like, like when I worked at the Wynn, right? These people have money. They don't even drink alcohol. They closed 2 floors of the entire resort. 2 floors because we had to remove remove all the only thing we left was waters. They had their own maids. They had their own servers. So no food server can go up there. That was permitted because they have their own people.
Yeah, it's because all based on religion, right?
Yeah, it's their religious beliefs. But like that's like the power for them to close 2 floors.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, bro.
That's crazy. And bring in their own maids.
They bring in their servers. Everybody they need.
Wow.
Even the ones that are cooks, they have ones where they would go to they have to have permission, like they have to follow protocol still, but they would have to alleviate, like accommodate these, like the Dubai people, just for them to get their way. And money's powerful, bro. Like the shit they did, it's crazy.
Dude, how far Saudi money will go for you in the US? Insane.
Dude, I mean, have you ever seen the one on Spanish Trails? The Prince of Brunei. He's not in Dubai, but he's from Asia. The Prince of Brunei has that big house.
Huge compound.
Yeah, huge compound.
Huge.
And he has a big ass house just for the maids.
Yeah.
On the corner side.
Yeah, it's actually, but ballers, dude. Ballers. That's why you just have to be successful.
You gotta play.
You gotta be a baller.
You gotta risk it to get the biscuit because life is too goddamn short to be sitting around and doing nothing. Yeah. Worried about bullshit. Dude, the average millionaire in the United States, you know how they become a millionaire? Through real estate.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Oh.
Real estate. But do you know how many times they fail?
A lot.
The average failure rate of somebody who becomes a millionaire is 7 to 8 times.
Jeez. Damn.
7 to 8 times. And then they finally become successful on their 8th, 9th, or 10th time. That's crazy. That's an average. So some people get it before the 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
Some people get it after.
That makes sense.
But
that sounds about right.
That just tells you like you just need to keep fucking doing shit.
Right.
Crazy.
Keep trying shit. Keep living Waku. Keep doing shit.
Keep investing.
Embrace the fucking fearless, man. Embrace it.
Embrace the fearless.
Did you know yesterday marks the 8th year anniversary of Harambe?
Oh, wait, really?
Dude.
The one that started all the chaos in the world?
That was May 28, 2016, when Harambe and the irresponsible parents let their child get into the enclosure of the gorilla Harambe.
Dang,
and then they shot him down. Damn.
R.I.P. Harambe.
Digs up for Harambe. This is from ABC News. Sorry, CBS News. An Ohio billionaire who plans to invest a $20 million submarine again to go see the Titanic, and it gets juicier than this, right? So the Larry Connor, which is the Ohio real estate mogul, the billionaire who wants to buy it, he hired the guy named Leahy, who's also the same guy who's responsible for the Titan submarine incident.
Oh shit!
So now that guy Leahy is working with Larry Connor.
Wait, is this the one where the billionaire went down?
Yeah, the billionaire, all the rich people who went down the submarine, they freaking died pretty much.
Yeah.
So now this guy Larry Connor is he's a real estate mogul, and he's wanting to invest. He's like, hey, you know what? I believe you can make up for pretty much that incident, and I think you can do it.
Wow.
But at the same time, like, dang, can you imagine? And then now because they really want to push this like underwater expeditions and all that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, man. They better start using robots first before they start using real people, because that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Would you go in?
Currently, no. Dude, you better show me full detail. Like, you better show me a plan before I even want to do that.
You guys know there's more parts of the moon explored than our ocean.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah.
You know what I heard? I heard that they had to sign a waiver, right? Because they know, like, for sure, like, there's always going to be a risk when you go and do these expeditions, right?
Right.
But I think it's really a wealthy man's sport when you go and do expeditions. Like, think about all the expeditions that are exciting. Like, you have
Man on the Moon, for example.
Yeah, you have all the money in the world, right? Like, you don't have to worry about a paycheck to paycheck, right?
Yeah.
So life gets probably a little bit boring. You can do anything. You've tried all the fucking regular vacations to the luxury ones and whatever. But now you can do expeditions that nobody has ever really done before, right? So that's why so many like wealthy bloods go and do like crazy stuff. Hey, this video is sponsored by WalkerPrints.com. Get 15% off on your first order when you subscribe to the email list. They're not going to hit you with anything random. You just get 15% off just for putting your email in the damn list. Check it out. Are you tired of looking like shit? You want to look like a hit at all the parties and get all the girls? Go check out WalkerPrints.com. They all go and climb Mount Everest, right? Because it's expensive, number one.
$70K.
Yeah, just to do one fucking trip.
$70K right? Just to go to Mount Everest.
I can go deep into this because, anyways, I can go deep into that topic because that's actually one of, if I was ever rich, I honestly would be down to do it.
Right.
I've researched it about it, but it costs money. Like how Kobe said, you have to have a lot of, not only you have to have permits, you can't just, like, a normal person can't just walk up Mount Everest, right? You need certain things that you would need. Like Sherpas. Sherpas are the ones who have been acclimated in that atmosphere where they are already used to it. So they would give out oxygen. They would transport oxygen from the base of Kathmandu all the way to you during the expedition.
Wealthy people just like to do crazy explorations underwater, moon. Like, how many billionaires are trying to travel to the moon, right? Even 150 millionaires, right? 150 million millionaires, whatever. Just people with high net worth, they're just so bored. They just want to do cool shit. And I get that.
Yeah.
Right?
I would probably do cool shit.
But
too.
like what I was saying is, like, they probably most likely knew that there's a chance that they were going to fucking die.
Yeah.
They signed the liability and they fucking went down in a fucking metal container, which was controlled by a controller.
That looked like a PS2 controller. I feel like with all the money we have in the world and the technology, you know, that's why they've been researching, like, let's say, for example, like drones. They're making realistic drones that fly like birds. Like, no shit. It looks like no shit when you wouldn't think of it like it's a robot. But the robot, it flies like a bird. The feathers, it reenacts it. So back to like the whole submarine thing, like they're trying to reenact like how, because the challenge with technology was we don't have the tech supposedly that we know of to go into deep waters enough to sustain that pressure, right?
Right.
But when they observe certain animals like whales, they want to try to replicate that. But that's a challenge because, you know, we don't even know how, let's say, for example, even like great white sharks, we don't know how they mate. We haven't observed it. Like, we don't have like full documented videos that we know of.
Really?
Yeah, same thing. Because we can't go. They have to go deeper into the water. Same thing with whales, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how. We see the birds, but we don't know how their mating rituals.
Well,
because we don't have it yet.
I want to step in here real quick. You got to think about like the construction or the anatomy of how whales and sharks are. You're comparing a metal fucking submarine tank to like animals, fish, or whatever the fuck they are, which are made out of flubber. You know what I mean? Like, of course they're gonna be able to go down. Their fucking body.
They're more acclimated.
Yeah,
and everything. Yeah,
their body is made to acclimate to deep pressure, and that's a lot of pressure, dude.
I know, I get it, but technology's gone a pretty decent amount of way. We've replicated where we can do an alternative heart. We can do a lot of stuff that's been replicated from nature on like science base wise. Like we've done some pretty incredible things in the past.
Absolutely.
I think I came across an article that was actually mentioning there was the first head swap, or they're planning to do a head swap or something like that.
Yeah.
That's just pretty wild too.
So I mean, I think it's possible. We're not there yet, but
you know,
I think we can do it.
So I just watched recently about an episode, Wi-Fi episode, where it says like your mind's not really yours. Have you guys watched that one?
No.
So basically, it was talking about subliminal techniques that advertisers did in the past to get, to push a product or to subliminally like fuck a person's head up. But one of the things they did was in Iraq. Actually, they used it. They built a tower that was giving out not a frequency, but subliminal messages basically. And when the U.S. forces got there, the Iraqis basically just surrendered.
Interesting.
Yeah, they just started surrendering because of this subliminal information that was getting passed to the radio. And then it was like, and then the U.S. soldiers were even confused because they were like, why is everyone so, like, they couldn't even keep up with how fast everyone was surrendering to collect all the guns and everything. And then later on that night, the military came in and took it out.
Wow.
The Iraqi military. But then they were also saying like, I forgot the year, but the first time they tried the subliminal messaging was in a movie theater to make people want to get popcorn more. So what they did, what their tactic was, it was like millionths of a second that they would post this phrase within the movie that people are watching, and then you couldn't tell it unless you like pause it or like slow mo it. But it was basically saying like it said something that made them want to get more popcorn, basically. And then they realized that they can
get more popcorn.
Yeah, and then they realized they could start subliminally manipulating people, so that the government got involved with it and all that stuff. And they said they stopped doing it, but in reality, I'm kind of like,
yeah, that's bullshit.
I don't know. And then it made me go down to another kind of. It kind of does not. I don't know if it's a conspiracy. It might be a conspiracy. It sounds like a conspiracy, but it was just one of those things that one thought led to another thought. And with the mind control stuff, I was like, maybe like Instagram and stuff like this is another form of subliminally bringing people down.
Sure, yeah.
It's kind of like what they talk about with the whole. I guess we're going down this rabbit hole, but like Illuminati, the music, all of that stuff, and like basically I think the brain is really, really easily manipulated, right? So like if you're constantly like, think about it, like why does music randomly pop up in your head and it just plays? Like because they know how to manipulate the frequencies in your body. Why is EDM music made for parties and hardcore drugs like MDMA and ecstasy and all this other shit?
Put you like in a trance.
Yeah, because they manipulate the heartbeat. Like as a DJ, right? As a DJ, that's your job, is to manipulate somebody's heartbeat. So you take it slow, and then what happens when the drop comes? Why is the drop the fucking drop? Because it's like builds the anticipation. So you're manipulating the fucking mind, dude. It's fucking
deep.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I got a question for you guys about, speaking of Illuminati, right? Like, if you were given the opportunity and you got like a crazy invite to be Illuminati, would you be part of that?
To the Illuminati?
Would you do it?
Well, I'd have to know all of the risk. And
okay, let's say you knew all the risk, and
is this like that one dude?
Like, are they bad guys or are they good guys?
Well, here's the thing, man. We always depict the Illuminati as like, it's always bad, right?
Right.
Because they're the most powerful. They're like they're the 0.01%. They're like on top of the 1%. I feel like, but I mean, I don't know. I can't really say. Let's assume based off what we know now. Let's assume they are bad. Would you do it?
Nah. I don't know, maybe.
But
Depends where I am in life.
But what if they gave you like an ultimatum where, like, let's say you're stuck now. They invited you, but you have no other choice because if you turn it down, they ruin your life. Everything's ruined. All your assets, everything.
What do you have nothing to get ruined?
Huh?
What do you have nothing to get ruined?
Oh, what are you, homeless?
Then you're safe.
I mean, then you're homeless.
But you just joined the Illuminati. You got nothing to lose now.
Like, do they like discredit you and like ruin your life type of shit, or
do they just murk you?
I mean, I'd say the imagination is up to. I'm giving you like a very
like, am I sacrificing like my firstborn or something like that? Or?
Oh, I don't think it's not like sadistic. It's not like devilist.
Oh, okay.
Rituals or anything like that.
But because like realistically, good and bad are like perceived, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Damn, I'm on a perception thing today.
Yeah,
it's perceived. Like, some people view money as evil, and then some people view it as like a
tool.
Yeah, like a life-saving tool.
Yeah.
Right? So it's really just a perception. Like, now you have to figure out, like, is it worth it? What do I have to lose? What do I have to gain? Like, it's too hard for me to answer, dude.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah. Because we don't even know anything about the Illuminati.
Yeah, that's a really hard one. If my life and everyone around me was not in risk, and it was like a pretty decent organization, like you know, like they do cool shit.
Yeah.
You know, but I can't fuck it, why not?
Number one, I'm always family first, bro. Like, if any danger or anything happens to a family, I can't do it. If it's like something that's going to help me grow where I can still support the family, I'd do it.
Yeah.
That's just the reality.
Okay.
You know, what we were talking earlier about, like the subliminal effects and stuff like that. You know, I'm wondering if it probably affects people who aren't aware of that situation that's going on, right? So, like, for example, like certain tones or like subliminal messages, right? If you're not aware of it happening, then it actually affects you. But if you're aware that it's out there, does it kind of like counter to affect the effect, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know how people are saying like certain frequencies can fuck your head up, like, or whatever, right?
Yeah, right.
What if you're aware of that frequency can fuck your head up? So if it does come in, you kind of like, you know, like it doesn't affect you because you know about it, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, because what I'm trying to ask is, like, are these subliminal messages, do they have to be subliminal for you to get affected by it? Or if you're a knowledge of it, like, for example, if I went to that movie that had a subliminal message and I knew it had subliminal messages, am I almost immune to it in a way?
Yeah,
I think it does. You know, there's a good movie about it with Will Smith. It's about where he's like a gambler pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually multiple articles and books about this. You can Google it, but there's a psychology of like how influence on the media. Like, let's say you wake up 6 a.m. and let's say your goal is trying to influence this guy with the number 7, right? And let's say like the whole thing with subliminal messages. If you were to feed this person the entire day for some reason without him noticing the one number 7, he's always going to be manipulated to the point where, you know what, he's leaning towards that number 7. So it's like a buildup, I think. And then with the whole subliminal messages, I feel like it's just like little eggs in there that they're setting it up.
But there's so many ways to manipulate it, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, tell me what you guys think. Subliminal messaging, is that like something that everybody's open to? If you know about it, if you don't know about it, let us know down in the comments what your thoughts are. Trust me, we're not putting any subliminal shit into our videos. It'd be great if we knew how to do that.
Cheap banks.
All we're posting is that you hope you remember Waku, because there's Waku there. That's our subliminal.
that is
Waku. All right, beautiful people, thank you for watching. If you know what to do, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, bell button, like, comment below. Are you subliminally fucked?
Can you look into the camera at least?
I don't know where the oh, there's a camera.
He's like,
and also my fellow Wakuzas, we still got that 50% discount off at wakuprints.com. If you want to subscribe to our email letter, just get that discount.
Check me out. You see me on the road, I'm in hustle mode, real estate mogul, commercial real estate.